Okay, cool. All right. Hello, everybody. Hey, thanks, Kelly James. Thanks for joining in. So for today's topic, I was going to talk about the stages of change. Is something that I just learned that was brought up to me that I really wanted to share. It really has to do with how we change our habits, and it's kind of like the stages of grief. So, if you are new to me, my name is Tina Marie. I am a mindset and success coach for overwhelmed and burnt out entrepreneurs. Every Fridays, we do coffee chat here, and I like to share updates as well. So, if you are here and catching the replay, please put in the comments #replay, and I'll come and say hello. And thank you for taking time out to watch. So, today, really want to talk about why we keep our bad habits or start reverting back to old habits. I love this subject because I love all things about mindset. And it's called the trans-theoretical model or trans-theoretical of change, also known as the stages of change. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about each stage and give you a related example so you can kind of understand how it applies to maybe your life. Maybe you've seen this. And, we'll really see this on New Year's when we all make those health goals and don't stick with them. So what the trans-theoretical model is 6 different stages, but I'm going to talk about the first 5. So, hi. Come say hello in the comments. I can't see who's watching, but thanks for joining. So on stage 1 is the pre-contemplation stage. This stage is really when you start to notice, or it comes to your attention that something in your life needs to change, or something in your life is not working. A lot of times what this stage is, for example, in the health, is you realize, hi, Tora. Thanks for saying hello. So this is usually when you realize, oh, I'm not eating right because my energy is low. I'm feeling lethargic all the time, and I just feel sluggish all the time. So this might be the pre-contemplation stage. So what stage 2 is the contemplation stage. Now you're getting introduced to different concepts about how to kind of change your habits, like what would be healthy for you. This might be a time where you need to make a change, but you're not at that point where you're ready to make a change or know how to make a change. So you might be at the stage you're like, you know what? I'm not getting great sleep. I don't have enough energy. I do need to make a change. I just don't know how. So this is where you kind of shift and move into stage 3, which is, I'm reading my notes because there's a lot to go over, is the preparation stage. And this stage, you might be doing a lot of research, like looking at different types of diets. What are the benefits? What are the pros and cons of those different diets? Different exercise routines that might be beneficial for you. As with everyone, everyone's different. So maybe you have a knee injury, so you can't do hard impact workouts. This might be the time where you're actually doing research on what might be right for you and how you can make this change. So you've already made the decision you need to make a change, but you haven't really made a decision on taking action on it. So this is where you do all the research, then you kind of figure out how you want to make the change, and you decide on a specific route. So with my example, maybe it's, I'm going to work out 30 minutes a day. So this is where you move into stage 4, and that's the action stage. This is where you start consistently making actions. You're very positive and motivated, and a lot of us get trapped in this action stage and either fall back and start the cycle all over again. Hi, Analytic Healer. Thanks for joining. We might fall back and start all over with stage 1, or we fall back to stage 3 and stage 4 is we start getting a little consistent with the new habit. So we are working out 30 minutes a day, but maybe something in life happens. Maybe you get sick, or you had a really long, heavy day, so you end up skipping your workout. And this is the step I'm in. Yeah, I'm in this step for a lot of things. And so this was a great thing to learn today. And so you get stuck in that step, and then somewhere mentally you end up saying, well, I'll start over next Monday, or I'll start this time. Or if you have this habit that I've done is I try to I don't just start over and give myself grace. Sometimes it's like, I need to catch up. So I didn't work out these 2 days. So I need to work out an hour and a half or an extra 15 minutes. I create this debt in my head, and which is silly. And so we end up making it harder and not pleasurable for us. So Tony Robbins talks about this concept in his book, Awaken the Giant, that every decision that we make or things that we do is based on a pain or pleasure concept. And the thing is, something either has to be too painful to stay in for us to make a change. And oftentimes, when we revert back to old habits, it's actually more pleasurable for us to stay in those bad habits than actually stepping out of our comfort zone and making that change. And I know what you're thinking. A lot of you are like, how is it more pleasurable to, let's say you're having a hard time managing money and you can't keep savings, or the health one. How is it more pleasurable for me to feel awful all the time and not eating right? Well, there's some kind of benefit in our brains and our mindset for us to keep us in that level. And that's when we have to do the mindset work and really start journaling or working with someone to kind of get to those deep rooted things. So for me, I'm going to use me as an example when it comes to working out. I actually enjoy how I feel after I work out, but it's painful for me to just go running or do a workout because it is hard work. It's a muscle that you need to build. It's a habit that you need to build. And so for me, it's more pleasurable to not put myself through that situation of doing a hard workout or being out of breath, or I'm weird, I don't like sweating, than actually the pain of being in my current comfort zone. So how we can fix that, how we can break out of that action stage where we're like in that circle where we take consistent action, then we kind of fall off, we might get back on it, kind of fall off, this is the biggest thing I talk about. Find yourself an accountability partner, someone that's going to hold you accountable and you hold them accountable, no holds bar. Because when you have someone that's holding you accountable, you're not just leaving it to yourself to do it. So in the case of working out, maybe you check in with someone and you guys do workouts together every day. Granted, some of us are in quarantine. Maybe you do the little Zoom. Maybe you both work out together and do the same workout to hold each other accountable. When it comes to eating healthy, so tracking your habits. So this is the kind of mind hack that I tell my friends, my family, clients on really wanting to establish a habit. It's, I forget what that scientific experiment where every time they fed the dog, they rang a bell. And then every time they read the bell, the dog was like kind of programmed to think they're going to eat. And it's going to come to me, watch, as soon as after the live stream is, we actually, and this has been proven with kids and research with kids, we actually as human beings react in a positive way and are more enticed to continue doing something if there is a positive outcome or positive feeling or reward attached to it. So I'm going to repeat that. We are more likely to continue doing something if it gives us pleasure, as there's some joy in it. So this is why I like to teach my clients, and this is why I do at the end of the day, is tracking my wins, no matter how big and small they are. So this is when they say when you're establishing a habit, it's going to take 21 days to establish a habit, but it actually takes 66 days, if you've ever read the One Thing, to really make it automatic, where you don't even think about it. So in order for you to do that, you need to figure out what is a good positive trigger for you that's going to keep you going. A lot of people are super competitive, so compete with yourself. So if you got 7 workouts done in a row, push yourself to do the next 8 and see like how much better can I be next week. If you're a person that likes rewards, like I grew up as a gold star kid, so whenever I did well, I love that gold star. Give yourself gold stars, make a little tracking board for your habit and celebrate that win. It's whatever, no matter how small you think it is, celebrate that or create a celebration ritual. Create that. So when you make this goal, it's like, you know what, I'm going to work out 7 days in a row or 7 workouts straight. And by the end of the week, I'm going to give myself this reward. Track that. And every time you get that feeling, that positive reward back, you are actually going to give yourself more motivation to keep going. There is that other science experiment about the mouses where they press like this button and made them feel good, and they just kept pressing the button. And I don't want to talk about what ends up. That's the kind of thing that you're going to be doing. You're going to program your brain to do that thing that you don't like to do, because at the end, you're getting that reward. So your brain's like, oh, this is a positive experience. So find a way to make the experience a positive experience and give yourself a positive reward. Then when you start getting consistent with that habit, you're going to move into stage 5, which is called the maintenance stage. This is a stage where you're actually being pretty consistent. And if you have gotten to that 66 mark, it's almost automatic, and you won't need that reward system because the reward is actually continuing doing that. And you're going to see improvements. So for example, with the money, maybe you weren't really great with saving money, but you said, each week I'm going to put $2 away. And after 2 months and you look back, your reward's going to see that you have money in your savings account. Working out 6 days a week or the 7 times in a row and just working out every day for 30 days, you're going to see results in your energy. You're going to see physical results in your body. And then that is going to be a positive reward. So think about those things when you get trapped in that action stage and when you start to fall back, because you have to work on it internally in order for things to help you actually act in the action mode physically, regardless of what it is, whatever habit you're trying to change, whatever change you're trying to make in your life. And the biggest thing I tell people, what we end up doing with ourselves is we're trying to be at point Z, like immediately, and it takes baby steps. You have to start working that muscle with small, actionable steps that are quick rewards for yourself. So if you haven't been working out for 6 months to a year, don't try to jump in and I'm going to do 45-minute workouts every single day. Give yourself grace, jump in there with 10-minute workouts, next day, 10-minute workout. After that first week, then you up it. Then you say, you know what? I nailed week 1, but I'm ready for a challenge. Then you say, I'm going to do 15 minutes a day. Then I'm going to do 15 minutes a day. And this is how we start establishing habits and then start moving forward and getting bigger growth by doing that. But hi, thanks for joining Budget to Be Free. So that's how you're going to be able to get out of that action phase and not reverting back to preparation phase and action phase and falling off, is create positive rewards or positive feedback every time you actually take an action that's really out of your comfort zone. So you can make improvements in your life in whichever aspect or work aspect that you're doing. So I see a lot of people are saying that they're so overwhelmed with their business. A lot of them are growing up as a side hustle, and their hardest thing that they can do is finding the time and money for their business. And they're so ready to leave their jobs. And I was there exactly. But it takes baby steps to get to the point when you're ready. So it might be this first week that you started your business, that you do some market research and figure out what your actual client works. And just do that. It may not mean you make a sale this week, but maybe that's not what you need to do. Maybe you need to start those foundations. So really think about taking those big, giant goals and breaking them down into bite-sized. They might be stupid easy to you in your head. Still make it like that simple. 10 minutes a day. Meditation is really hard for a lot of people. Start with 5. You could start with 1 minute. Just do it for 1 minute. And then after a week, up it another minute or go up to 3 minutes and just gradually move forward. And that's how we make progress. In the book, The One Thing, when they say when you start establishing habits step by step, those baby steps, he calls it the domino effect. Eventually, it gets faster and faster and faster the more you do it. So you may start off slow, but your results will be exponential. The results will come to you faster by taking the slow and steady route versus rushing in and trying to do it hard and then dropping off and then either not picking it back up again or going in this cycle. So train your brain for positive rewards if you want to move into the maintenance stage. And so there is 6 stages. The 6 stages talks about relapse or not necessarily relapsing or lapsing. It might be something that totally breaks your training or routine. And so COVID is kind of something like that. I thought that was such a big topic that I'm going to make that a different live to talk about, but I really want to talk about the 5 stages of change. It was really interesting. It just got introduced to me today, so I started reading a bunch of articles and videos, but that's how we kind of move. And a lot of us are actually really stuck in that contemplation stage. So we know we need to make change and we want to make that change, but we're actually unwilling to take the actions to do it. And so we got to work on getting yourself really educated on what you want to work on. That's why there's so many amazing people out here. So if it is health and wellness, follow people for a while and study them. And really, when you get to that point where you're like, yes, and what was it? My old marketing coach called it the F it moment, or that's that moment where you're at currently is just, you can't stand anymore. That's when you're ready to take the action stage. So if you have any questions about the stages of change, or if you want to share how that's been applicable to your life, I kind of shared the health one with me. That's kind of like I've been in this loop. I'll work out for a little bit and then drop off. And I'm going to make small changes instead of trying to push myself so hard. I found this really, really fascinating. And this is something I'm actually going to probably introduce in my discovery calls. So people actually know where they're at and if they're ready for coaching or ready to jump into a program. So I don't see any questions. Other than that, I've been a little bit quiet here on Instagram, but I'm going to be coming back. I had to really reevaluate how I wanted to show up and I've been studying so much. I think for me, the biggest thing I've ever got out of COVID was really understanding how to be there for people as a coach during such a difficult time and making that pivot. So I've been really diving back into more neurolinguistic programming, studying some of this neuroscience and psychology stuff. So I'm better able to share some of this stuff with you guys so you can start applying it into your life and helping my clients as well. So every Friday, I'm going live here on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook on Coffee Chats. So always going to be a new topic. It could be what's trending, something that I learned. Every Monday, I share this in my Facebook group, but I'm also going to be putting out a new mindset or mindfulness video and ways that I could teach you about neurolinguistic programming. I'm thinking about creating a video about imposter syndrome. Hi, Lori, thanks for joining. I did talk about imposter syndrome on my podcast, but I want to create a video for it. So I'm going to talk about a lot of things that keep us trapped mentally and self-sabotage and how we can fix those things. And then every Wednesday, I will be sharing some business tips or business strategies with you all so you can start working on building profitable businesses. If there's any topic that you really have a question on, go ahead and DM me here on Instagram, or you can put it here in the comments, or you're more than happy to message me here on Facebook if you don't want to put that out in the comments. But I'm here to help. Every Fridays, I think I'm going to start here on Instagram and Instagram stories to do a Q&A session. So I'll post in the morning any questions you have and I'll answer through them. And then if I can't get to all of them, whatever extra questions, I'll actually answer in the coffee chat with whatever topics we have. So if you feel like you are ready to make a change with your business and you feel like you're trapped in that preparation action stage and would like someone, A, to help you craft a plan, business strategy, and B, help you move through those mindset blocks, I have some openings for a free 30-minute coaching session in there. We're kind of deep dive and see how I can help you. The link is here. You can go to profitproject.co/discovery call. The link is here in the description for YouTube and Facebook, and also here in the comments pinned on this Facebook or this Instagram Live. I'm going to head out. I hope you guys have a fabulous day. And I wanted to share, I've been testing out some new branded products. I just got a shirt printed. So I'll share that here on stories for you all. But you guys have a great day.